Hi guys, welcome back to CakeJournal. I'm Sydney, and today we're going to be doing 5 Pinterest tested desserts for Halloween. So I was looking on Pinterest the other day and I saw all of these cute ideas that would be great for Halloween parties or for your kids' trick-or-treating gatherings. So I thought we should try them out and see if they turn out okay. The first recipe we're making today are what I like to call pumpkin patch pudding cups, and they're really easy. You can make the pudding if you want to, but I just went for the pudding cups. So what we're gonna do for the pudding cups is we're just gonna use one of them for right now to show you guys. All you do is, it's really easy. You just, since the pudding's all ready, you just want to take off the pudding thing. Once you've removed the seal, which apparently took me a lot more time than I thought, all you're gonna do is take some crushed Oreos, and what I did is I took the icing off on the inside and just crushed up the cookie part so you don't get that extra white in there to make it look more like dirt. So all you're gonna do is you're gonna take a spoon or your hands, it's really up to you, and just take a bunch of the Oreo dirt and put that on top. You can use bigger cups for the pudding if you want to, or you can make your own and put it in cuter cups. And then I have these cute little Halloween little candies, and they're pumpkins, so to make it look like a pumpkin patch. And all you're gonna do is take the pumpkins and just stick them in there. It's really up to you how you want to do that. I also have some green sprinkles you can add. And to make it look more like grass. Once you add all the green sprinkles, I actually went ahead and made some little signs with sticks and paper, and all they say is pumpkins with $1, and it's just a nice little touch, and I just put it right in the middle, and so it looks like a little pumpkin patch, and it's a great gift. You can just do multiple of them, put them on a plate or a dish, and you've got yourself a little grab and go dessert. So that's the first dessert that we've created. Now we're gonna move on to our next dessert. So that is gonna be our Spiderweb cake, and I'm really excited about this one. So what you're gonna need for this is really easy, simple, just a few ingredients. So what you're gonna wanna do is make a chocolate cake, or any kind of cake, honestly, but I use chocolate since it goes better with the whole end product. So I just made that. You can either make a box or make it by scratch, it's really up to you. And then you're gonna need chocolate icing and then vanilla icing. And for this, I got actually this can, so it's a lot easier for the user. You can also use an icing bag with a piping tool in it, but I went for this because I think it'll be easier for what we're doing. What you're gonna wanna do is take your chocolate cake and basically put it on any surface that you want to. So what you're gonna first do is take your chocolate icing and you're gonna ice the entire cake, and then we're gonna move on to the next step, which is the spiderweb part. Once you completely ice the cake in chocolate, we're ready to move on to the next step. So all you're gonna wanna do is apply the icing in a spiral motion, so starting in the center and then working your way out, and then you'll see what we'll do with what we have after. So I'm just gonna start in the middle. After you are done making the spiral motion, and it's okay if you do an okay job at this because you're gonna kind of mess it up anyway. So what you're gonna do is start from the center and you're gonna just pull the icing out to make it look like a spider web, and it gives it a really cool effect. Once you just make the lines, that's basically all you have to do, and it's really simple, and just served on a nice plate or platter that's Halloweenish, and then you got yourself a nice spiderweb cake for any part of that you want to. You can make as many lines as you want to, it's really up to you. For our next recipe, we're gonna be making the miniature caramel apples. So what you're gonna wanna do is take an apple, and you're gonna wanna start by peeling the skin off first. So once you're done peeling your apple, you're gonna take your melon baller and you're gonna just use it how exactly you would a melon, and just make circles that you can easily put a stick through. Once your apple looks like it got shot, you know you're finished. Once you have a bunch of these apple balls, you're ready to move on to the next step, which is taking some skewers or kebab sticks and just sticking them with the pointy side so they ensure that they stay in. and then you're just gonna put them on a plate. So once you're done with this, you're ready to move on to the caramel step of this. So you can either buy, it's really up to you how you want to do this. You can either buy already pre-made melted caramel, and all you have to do is put it in the microwave, which is what I'm doing. I'm just going to be melting it in the microwave in increments of 10 to 20 seconds. Once it's completely melted down to a more liquid state, we're ready to dip the caramel apples into the caramel. And what you're gonna wanna have immediately ready for that is a bowl that you can either just have like extra sprinkles fall off into, because you're going to dip it, and while it's still hot, you're gonna wanna put the sprinkles on so it can still stick. And you can use sprinkles or anything really, that's up to you. You can use Halloween candy, so M&Ms if you can get those to stick on there, mini ones, or it's really all up to you. The options are limited. The options are not limited.
Or unlimited.
The options are unlimited. So I just did a variety of different caramel apples that you can do. I made a little monster guy. I have just purple, green, orange sprinkles. It's really up to you. You can find them at any grocery store. Michael's and AC Moore also has some really awesome options. I got these little candy things at my local grocery store. They're little eyeballs. They're great for any use. You can even stick them on cupcakes. So yeah, that's the finished product, and you can put them in the fridge if you want to make sure they become solid, or you can just serve them a little bit liquidy, so it's really up to you. Our next recipe is Halloween bark, and it consists of a bunch of kids' picks for favorite candies like Reese's, Kit Kats. We also have some M&Ms in there, candy corn. So let's get into that. What you're gonna wanna do is take some of your chocolate and you're gonna melt it in the microwave. You can do it on a stove also, it's really up to you. Microwave is a lot easier. So once the chocolate is done, I melted it for approximately 1.5 minutes. You're gonna wanna stir it and immediately get ready to move on to the next step, because you don't want the chocolate to harden for this next part. So you're gonna take your melted chocolate, and we're basically making a bark, so you're just gonna put it on there and you can spread it out thinly. And once this is spread out and still in a liquid form, and it's not solid yet, we're gonna take all of our candies that we're gonna add and put it on there. So we've got some Reese's that we can add to the bark, some of these orange candies. Dun, 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 dun. This is the part where you can just get really creative with it. I have even some pumpkin spice candy corn. So for all of you pumpkin spice lovers, we have some of those too. And of course, you can't forget about the regular candy corn. And then of course some M&Ms we can throw on there. And then these are really cool. You can stick these eyes in, and like you can do them in pairs, so they look like there's little creatures in them. You can also use some Kit Kats and break them up and throw them in there. So what I'm gonna do now is put our little bark in the freezer for about 15 to 20 minutes until it's solid, and then you can break it up if you want to into little pieces. So for our last recipe, we're gonna be doing a variety of different things dipped in chocolate, and then we're gonna put some Halloween sprinkles on them. So it gives you a nice platter of a bunch of different things that you can dip in chocolate, not just one thing. Okay, so the chocolate's all melted, and we're just gonna stir up our chocolate so we can dip some of our stuff in here. So for the marshmallows, I have little lollipop sticks. I'm just gonna stick them in there and roll this around in there. So I have this rolled in chocolate a little bit, and I'm just gonna take some green sprinkles, put them on there. Some M&Ms, you can throw those on there too. And then you could do that same thing with Oreos. So you could dip half of it, I would suggest. You can also use pretzels. Chocolate pretzels are my personal favorite. And for these to dry, I would suggest putting them in like a tall cup so they don't touch or stick to anything. You can really play around with all the different desserts that you can make with all these different sprinkles and, you know, pretzels, marshmallows. You can even do some potato chips. I think those are really good dipped in chocolate, and put some sprinkles on there too. It's really up to you. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and if you did, give it a thumbs up. You can subscribe to our channel down below. Also, all of our social media links will be down below. We have Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, Twitter, so go follow us there. Our website is CakeJournal.com. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.